Hello friend, today we will learn about the new component in Talend named as a tServerAlive. So this one is the most useful component in Talend, but most of the people are not aware about that how exactly it works and what is the purpose of this component. So basically, if you are connecting with any system or any operating systems or any server or any website, that time you need to check before the running your job or running your code that the server is alive or not. If you're sending some packets to that server and you know that the server is not alive, then you lost that packets. So before sending, you need to check that this server is alive or not, or this SMTP server is on or not. That time you need to use this component. So this is the very useful and basic component. There is a no more settings in it, only two options. We are using two protocol for checking the connection and connectivity. So there is a first one is a ping and another one is telnet. So you know that ping is useful for the checking that this website is alive or not. Let's say we have one website name as youtube.com. Let me on it youtube.com, and you need to check from your server that youtube.com is working or not. So that time you need to use this ping command to checking the connectivity only. You are not sending anything, you need to just check the connectivity. So if you are connecting with YouTube and you want to upload some video on YouTube, and before uploading you need to check that this connectivity is going on or not on your system, that time you will use the ping command. So let me, yeah, here I created one sample job to check. Here is I put YouTube. Let me copy this first because this one is useful after that. Mhm. youtube.com ping. Let me copy the YouTube. Ti. Now you can check if, and how you can check this is alive or not. We have global variable in here. The first one is the server alive result, and if anything is error message, then we will populate that error message. So here you can see in Java what I did. I use the system out println and that global map variable. The data type is boolean. That means if it is server is alive and we are able to connect, then it will print as a true. Otherwise, it will print as a false. So let me run my job. So you check that from my system I am able to connect to the YouTube. That means we can use, it will be give as a output as a true. You can see the output as a true. That means the server youtube.com is alive. For example, let's say let me modify the wrong host, then the result should be false. It will not able to connect. So ping is basically only used for to check the connectivity that the server is alive or not. That means you don't want to before performing some operation, you will directly check. You can see it is printed as a false. Now let me give, we can use the telnet. Telnet, this command is basically used for, let's say you need to text, you need to upload some files on the remote server. That time what you need to require, you need to go to and log in that server, and then you can able to upload the file. But before uploading the file, you need to check na that server is alive or not. That means you are able to connect or not. So let's say here I am connecting with one sample Gmail server. Okay, the port will be by default 25. So smtp gmail.com. So from my system, you are sending Gmail from your system. That means you are able to connect to the Gmail. So from now my system, I am also right to connect to the that server. Let's say, let's check from our job it is connecting or not. If it is print true, that means we are able to connect. It's taking little bit time. Yeah, false, something went wrong. Why we are not able to connect to the server? Telnet gmail.com port 25. So let's check smtp gmail.com. Host is correct. Why we are not able to connect? Yeah, correct. We are giving wrong port. For smtp gmail.com, we don't have 25 port. Let's say we have 465 port. Let me change. 25 is port for the FTP component, SFTP, not SMTP. If you are using SFTP, then you need to use 25 port. Now we are using SMTP, so we have 465 port. Let's say now it will be give as a true. So we are able to connect to the server. You can say using that component, you can directly check. It have iterate option because if you want to check continue in your job that your server is alive or not, you can iterate by using T loops. So that's it. You can use the trigger if component and perform the further operation. If it is true, then system is alive. If it is false, then system is not alive.